Hi, welcome back to Chosen Earth Angel Queen. I'm back with another message. I'm so excited to be delivering these messages to y'all. Okay, let's jump right into it. So, this is my beautiful message that Spirit has told me to share with you guys. This is such a beautiful message. And Spirit, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I love those encounters with people of all walks of life. I mean, it doesn't matter the age, the gender, the race. None of that stuff matters. Sometimes you meet people, especially when you are walking in your purpose, you're walking close to God and you're in the divine presence at all times. You're aware of it because we're all in it, but so many people are not aware and don't take advantage. But you're in this beautiful agape love connection, okay? And you can meet so many people, no matter the race, no matter the gender, no matter the age, that's in this agape love connection, this agape love game, click. Um, I don't want to say sorority because it's bigger than a sorority, it's bigger than a game, but I'm just throwing it out there that it's this high power, high level, elite, beautiful, God fearing group of people. No matter the age, no matter the gender, no matter the race, there are these beautiful people all across the world. And when you have access to these people, when you have access to them, when you stay in constant communication with your higher self, with your spirit connected to God, when you stay in reverence for God, when you stay there in the trust for God, you're always connected to these people and they will open doors for you that no one can shut. No man can shut. God would perfectly orchestrate you meeting these people at the right time, at the right place, to help you get in the right door to catapult you forward. You may not even know this person personally, but you will meet them somewhere at some place where you need something done, and they'll be the ones to assist you to do it just for that time. There are these angels of people, these earth angels, or these, like I said, they're people that love God, people that believe in higher power, people that are selfless, just like you. You will meet them at the right time, the right moment, the right place, and that will open doors that no man can shut. So it's important to stay in the flow, in God's flow. It's important to acknowledge that. And this brings me to my next point, which is what is your relationship like with God right now? What is your relationship like with him? Are you so far away, or have you been a victim of the programming of religion? Have you been a victim of that? Have you been a victim? Are you in a belief system to where you believe that you can't access God because you feel like there's condemnation, that God feels a certain way, and that you'll be punished for something, and or you're out of, what do the churches used to say? They say you are out of you're backsliding. What they call it? They call it backsliding. They use terminology to make you think that you're somehow disconnected to spirit. And that's the thing. People confuse religion with spirit thanks to Christianity. It's just what happens. It comes with that territory. And it's up to the person to not be caught in the dogmatic belief system of Christianity. It's been handed down to us since slavery. Even prior to that, they were going into Africa, and they were Constantine, and they went out in there and they changed the religion in our homeland. They changed, or they brought religion, not changed it, because it wasn't a religion, it was spiritual. But they made it religion, okay? So they can control people. If I can make religion, if I can take spirituality out of God, then that means you will stay away from spirituality. You will be controlled by the religion. So I think a lot of people, if they say they don't have a relationship with God, if they feel fearful, this may not be you. You may already know you connected, okay? This message is not for you if you already know you connected. But this message is for the people who feel disconnected to God because of religion, what religion taught them. And that's the sad part about Christianity, is because we have programmed people to believe that spirituality is not, it's outside of themselves. They have to do something. So if you are a part of that group, you need to come back to realization that God is within you. God is within you. God is with you. There is nothing that you could do to make you disconnect from God. Nothing. I don't even down to when they talk about, excuse me, even down when they talk about, and this is, I'm gonna blow your mind when I tell y'all this. I gotta keep it all the way real with y'all. I was gonna say this message, but I'm just saying now. Spirit said I can say it now. Even when it comes down to people selling their soul, you know, people sell their soul, right? Their name and blood, and you know what? Those are just people who are choosing to worship the dark. That's all that is. You can either worship the light or worship the dark. They all have benefits. But do you think that people who worship the dark, I don't know how big, how powerful it is, how dark it is. Maybe they could do something so horrible where they can't come back from it in this lifetime. That don't necessarily mean they're gonna come back again, they'll be reincarnated again, and then they can come and choose the light. So when people say they sold their soul and they did this and they did that, I just see that as someone didn't having options. A lot of people just play the fence. They don't choose nothing, and they still lose that way. So those people at least made a choice. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm saying all that to say, it's bigger than religion and you making a mistake and now God is mad at you and you can't come to God no more. You can't pray. He don't want to hear you. You know, everything's bad happening to you because you made all these bad decisions and now you can't pray, you can't believe, you can't trust no more. That's what religion will make you do. It'll have you condemned. And that's what separates people from having a strong relationship with God, because they let that control them. They let that belief system control them. So it's time for you to break out the cycle. It's time for you to get your relationship back and notice that you was always in this agape love. It's one thing of knowing it, and it's one thing of acting out on knowing it, okay? Because you can know something, but you can barely know it. Like, oh, okay. But when it's in your spirit, you just start making moves because you already know how powerful you are. You know that you're connected to God. So I don't care how long it's been since you prayed, since you had a connection with God. You need to start now. You need to get back on the bandwagon now. Start today. As soon as this video is over, you can pause the video right now and just say, well, you know what, God, you've been here the whole time. I can't hide nothing from you. You've been giving me out a little bit of stuff, but imagine if I really acknowledge you and develop this relationship with you, how much more impact it would have on my life and the choices and decisions and the protection that I have. Because those that haven't chosen to go all the way dark, God has been protecting you. Once you choose to go dark, I don't know how much of God's protection be over those people, because you choosing that energy, you choosing to work for that side. So they may not be able to change this lifetime, and maybe when they come back, because they'll probably reincarnate. It's probably how they be making a decision. Somebody be like, well, hell, I'll go ahead and choose the dark and come back again and do it again. That's probably what they're thinking. So I'm not knocking nobody's decisions and choices. I'm not here to judge, and neither should you. You should be worried about your choice and your decision and where you at with it. And you shouldn't let Christianity tell you that you can't have a relationship with God because they said you got to repent for your sins, and there's certain ways that you have to live and do in order for God to be with you. Because that is somewhat true, but it's not true to the extent of they're basing it off of their measuring. You will know in your spirit and your inclination what you need to do. So you got to live inside of you. You got to wash away all the doctrine and religion that made you feel like you are not close to God and God is not with you and you are not highly favored and that you don't have the power to produce whatever it is that you put your mind to. You got to, if there's something that's stopping you from thinking that way, you need to get to the root of that and think, well, why am I feeling this way? Why would God just write me off? You mean to tell me a loving God that cares for the whole world, he's just going to write me off because I'm stuck? I drink every day and I'm trying to get rid of this, or I'm promiscuous, or I did drugs, or whatever. Everybody has bad habits. Everybody does. Even the pastors that preach. That's why you see so many pastors. People be all shocked. What you shocked for? They're human. So you mean to tell me you falling from grace because you did a human act? There's another thing about that. I'm dropping some gems on this video. There's another thing I want to say. It's gonna help y'all too. When in the Bible it says that it's the flesh. They say that the flesh, they call it the flesh, or the flesh makes you sin. It's your flesh. It's not necessarily the flesh, well, you could say flesh. When you say flesh, shoot, that's body. So I want y'all to look at it like this. First of all, we are humans, but we're spiritual. We're here having our bodies is the vessel for our experience here on earth. So we're souls here on earth to have an experience, and our experience is through human form, through flesh. So flesh wants to do what it wants to do. So you're fighting with your flesh because you want your flesh wants to do the drugs, the sex, all the what they would call negative desires or lower energy things. But then there's a spirit inside of you. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Spirit. Because they say this in the Bible. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me say it right. That we were born into sin. And they say we've sinned by the flesh. Sin, yeah, something like that. But they say we're born into sin. And what they mean by that is we were born into the vehicle of this body, which is prone to want to sin. So according to them, it's a sin to do what the body wants to do, because the body has urges. But we have the spirit inside of us that is supposed to would control the body if there wasn't programs. If there wasn't things to program you, your body wouldn't want to do the things it wants to do. But since your body can be programmed, your spirit, it interferes with what your spirit is trying to tell you. Your spirit is like, okay, you're in the body. I'm in the body, but you keep doing this, and I'm trying to get you to do this, but you're not paying attention to this program. You're not paying attention to the fact when they say you're born into sin, that means you were born into a body. Your soul is having an experience through the vessel of this body. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe if y'all get what I'm saying. Drop down in the comment section below if y'all like what I'm saying. I'm trying to break it down to where it's simple and y'all can understand, so bear with me. But we're having an experience in our human body. This is just an experience. So it's all about soul. It's not about body. So you got to learn how to balance out the body and the soul. You have to learn, or the spirit. There's a balance there. Okay, I said enough about that. Y'all know I be dragging it. My bad. I just trying to make sure y'all get what I'm trying to say. All right, we move on. Move on. Yeah, I wanted to say that. I hope y'all understood what I was trying to say. Okay, what else I was gonna say? So something else Spirit want me to break down for y'all. You're having a human experience in the body. So your relationship needs to be close with God because you were created, your spirit is already connected to God. It's just your body that don't want to do what the spirit is telling you to do. So you got to find harmony. You got to get in sync. You got to stop not thinking that you're not powerful and that you're not close to God and that you don't got, that God's not going to give you the keys. God's going to give you the keys. You might got the keys now. You just don't realize it. Maybe God is holding back the keys until you do a couple of things so you can open a couple of doors. Might be some requirements. So get back on your relationship with God. You notice about a relationship with your friends, your family, even having a partner. You notice how over time, how once you get to know somebody for longer and longer, you know how they are. So can make your relationship more harmonious because you're spending so much time with this person and you're knowing them, and it's that experience or with previous experience really helps. It gets easier and easier the longer you know somebody. Okay, when it's in harmony. So what is it going to be like when you really start standing with God, really just start acknowledging Him, really start walking in your purpose, really not making no excuse for you not to be loving on God, praying to God, having God as your best friend, literally talking to God every single day. Imagine what it's going to be like as the years go by and as you build and build and build and build and build. My biggest message here is do not get discouraged. Do not let anything separate you from your relationship with God. No pastor, no religion, no negative thinking, nothing. As long as you're in that relationship with God, you're in the foundation of that agape love, and then every door can open up that no man can shut because you're in the connection, you're in the flow. I hope that y'all was feeling this video. If y'all was, like, share, subscribe. I can't wait to tap back in with y'all again. Talk to y'all next time. Bye.